Hazman is a panel spy, he shows that he has fun. And Donnie, our host, will jump along. God must through the storm. God must through the storm. Big T's our rocky keeps us through. He often gets his say. And just alive, he knows the girls and everything dragons win. And everything dragons win. The Mad Dragon podcast is a journey unforeseen. With Hazman and Donnie too. And there's Big T and Coco. Just the start. Mazza and the other crew. Here on the Mad Dragon podcast.
Well, g'day Dragons fans, happy Easter to all, and welcome to the Mad Dragons podcast, brought to you by Complete Warehouse Solutions, a family-owned and operated business with more than 100 years of combined experience. Jeff and his team are more than pleased to assist in your Sydney warehouse refurbishment or fit-out project. Based on Commerce Drive in Lake Illawarra, get in touch with the team on 02 4257 1930.
Let's get the team hang on one moment. Okay. All right. I'm just getting it up. Hang on, some technical difficulties.
Yeah, it's going to be the week on tonight. Yeah, our mate Mahaba Dibs dropping in the comments already.
You gotta love it. You gotta love it.
Yeah, you got to love it. We came to Brookvale Oval, 4 Pines Park, whatever the hell they're calling that dump this week. We saw the Sea Eagles and we conquered them, but only just. We almost blew another 14-point lead, but hung on by the skin of our teeth to record our second consecutive win and put ourselves for 24 hours at least in the top five. I think we're now hanging on to eighth at the moment. Now, Captain Donnie is taking a well-deserved break for a few weeks. So, Vice Captains Hazman and Jesse, Jesse, the Trivia Master, will be taking control. So, without any further ado, let's throw to, well, me, for everyone's favourite heroes and villains.
There ain't nothing but heroes and villains, more villains than heroes. What can you tell? What from the next? Can you go down from zero? There ain't nothing but heroes and villains, more villains than heroes. All lined up from the east to the west, black hat moon or an infinite chest.
Heroes and villains round 7, deep fried Sea Eagle. Well, it wasn't pretty, but job done. 2 in a row and proof we can give a 14-point lead up and still win, although there's no reason that we should have to. We're still going to sleep for little periods, and losing a lead like that while it's 13 on 12 is just bloody ridiculous. Add to that Flano's inability to effectively use the forward rotation, and it's a wonder we win at all sometimes. Anyhow, on to the good stuff, and how good is Toby Couch been going? 14 runs, 151 metres, 54 post contact, and get this, 56 tackles with only 1 miss. Now, I don't want to preempt anything, but I reckon he might get a few Player of the Year votes for that, which we'll definitely get to a bit later on. Also good to see Blocker continuing to improve. Now, he had 8 runs for 82 metres, 24 tackles with no misses. Not a bad effort. Now, I reckon he must have got sick of me giving him a hard time and decided to pick up his game. Great to see. Now, let's get on to the villains. And apart from every single person wearing a maroon and white jersey on the field and indeed off it, what sort of incriminating photos does Peter Goff have to keep being selected for top grade football? Penalising us for ruck infringements at will, giving Manly a piggyback downfield, inevitably leading to tries. And can someone, for the love of all that is holy, take the captain's challenges off Clint Gutherson? I don't think he's got one right yet, and he keeps burning it way too early, and he's potentially costing us games. Maybe just let Cookie handle him for a while. Well, that's heroes and villains for round 7. Now, back to you, Donnie. Well, actually, back to me. I was got a little bit lost on that one. Right, so let's have a look at who we've got joining us tonight. So you've already heard from Hazman, which is me. We've got Liam, Jesse, and Big T currently with us. We are still awaiting Coco's arrival. Hopefully she'll show up soon.
Where's my hot cocoa? I want some cocoa.
Big T, it wasn't funny when you said it pre-show, mate. Or the 100 times that you bloody said it before.
I know, but I just love cocoa.
We all love Coco. Right, so let's get straight into the Mag Dragons podcast Player of the Year voting, which was almost unanimous, with Toby Couchman the runaway winner with a total of 30 votes, Torrell Sloan with 18, and Jacob Little with 6. So most of the panel were pretty much in agreement as to the top 3. There were a few outliers, however. Valentine Holmes pulling 2 votes, and Blake Laurie somehow getting 1. And it's that last one that we're going to talk about first. Now, he did a good job while he was on there. Yeah, definitely. Certainly some of the best I've seen from him since 2023. But Liam, you knew this was coming. What did you see from Blocker that made you give him any votes?
Thanks, Hazman. I thought he's just getting back to his best form like he did in the 2023 season. I don't know what the hell he had for the past 2 fucking seasons. Either carrying an injury or he's just running on the field when he found out that Lomax was leaving. I don't know why he decided to turn his head around and think, if Coach Sloan wants me on the field, I gotta work my fucking ass off and get to the best form I can, because I know I'm running out of contract in a few 26, I think he is. And he's got some good young forwards underneath him who is claiming to have a spot on the bench and push him out of the club because he's been with us pretty much all his life. But with the amount of meters, tackles, I don't think he missed a tackle. I think he's just getting back into that top form that he had when he first came on the debut for us in gosh knows how bloody long. And I know I'm pretty much the main person on this podcast that gives him shit or bags him out, but I was so close to giving him my man of the match, but if he ended up a little bit more, then he would have got so Blocker. There's one task for you. Get back to your form and just run as hard as you can and score more bloody tries. And then in the long term, if you do bloody well, you'll be my man in the match in the future. Over to central commentary position, Hazman.
Don't steal my lines, Liam. Right. So dominant was Toby Couchman that only 3 panelists didn't give him votes. Now, Coco was one of them. Unfortunately, she hasn't joined us yet. But I'd be interested to, when she joins us, I'm going to ask her this question again. So she actually thought that Tyrell Sloan was better than Couchman. So when she does come on, I'll ask her exactly what she saw that made her think that. So let's get into some moments in the match. You're on the Mad Dragons podcast, brought to you by Complete Warehouse Solutions. Now, Toa Sipley has been referred straight to the judiciary after being accused of a hip drop tackle during Manly's 20-18 loss to St George Illawarra. Now, it was initially believed that Sipley had committed a high tackle on Matt Feeney. However, on closer inspection from the bunker, referee Peter Goff called the 30-year-old over and sent him to the sin bin for dangerous contact on the leg. Now, the Dragons conceded 14 points during Sipley's absence. Now, Jesse, did this concern you, or did you think the Dragons could still get the job done, given that it's not the first time we've given up a 14-point lead this season?
Yeah, I was having flashbacks to the South and Parramatta games all over again. Manly at Brookvale is a different beast. They weren't playing that well, to be honest, Manly, but we just slackened off. Especially the Ben Travojevic try, the one he scored under the post, that was really soft. The Tolakakola one, I don't think we could have done much there, but the Travojevic one, that was just awful defense. And the way they were coming, they had all the momentum, and once they started getting it, I thought, oh, here we go again, and then they got probably the best field goal kicker in the game in DCE if it went to Golden Point, but thankfully it didn't, and we were able to get a close win for a change.
Yeah, I mean, Golden Point wasn't something that we really should have been even remotely considering. We just keep getting these periods where we just completely fall off, and to do it when you're a man up. Now, it doesn't matter if it's it probably does matter if it's a back or a forward to a degree, because a forward's a lot easier to sort of cover, whereas a back can be a lot more difficult. Anyway, so now Tyrell Sloan continued his try-scoring form with another double, including a 90-metre run to the try line off a drop ball from Manly on their own 10, leaving Jason Saab, who's got some pace of his own, clutching at air and putting the Dragons up 12 points, which Val Holmes converted to make it 14. Now, Big T, a lot has been made of Sloan's switch to the wing to accommodate Gutho. How do you reckon the Coonawarra kid's handling his new role?
Oh, mate, he's going from strength to strength in that role. He scored 6-7 tries. Yeah, he's just killing it. He's going to be better than the other guy, the man I won't talk about. He's going to be better than him on the wing, I reckon. Just give him time. But he's killing it out there. He's making the tackles he needs to make. And he's been in the right place at the right time.
Yeah, I just think moving him to the wing's the best thing that could have happened to him. You take away that responsibility of organising the defence,
Exactly right.
Especially the goal line defence, and he does have a sort of a little bit more freedom to sort of roam around. I've noticed when he does get in that sort of position, he can just go whooshka.
As soon as he got that ball, when Garrett that dropped the ball, there was no catching him.
Oh, no,
he was gone.
No.
He was gone.
Oh, Saab's quick, but he wasn't going to get anywhere near him.
Yeah.
As soon as Sloan picked that ball up, he was gone. Hopefully you can do that a few times on Friday, but we shall see what we shall see. So, Liam, the Dragons came up yet another 14-point lead, conceding points while Manly were down to 12. Now, this seems to be a bit of a bugbear for Dragons fans so far this year. What do you think the issue is? Why do we keep getting in front and then letting the opposition back in?
He's on mute.
Yay!
Oh,
He's
wakey,
still
wakey.
on mute. Here's Coco.
Can you hear me now?
There you go.
There's the hot cocoa.
Hello. Hello, everyone.
It's Coconator.
How are you?
Don't steal my
Happy
line, Jess.
Easter.
Turn the lights on,
I
Coco. We
am
can't see
here.
you.
Everyone, happy Easter. I know,
Haven't you
because I've got no light. I'm sorry.
She's
Pay
doing
the
a
electricity
Hi,
bill.
Rob.
everyone.
You haven't paid
She's
your
doing a
bill.
Rob.
Yeah, why not? Why not? I am. Excuse me, everyone, but I have had two bottles of wine, so I am a little bit happy.
Jesus.
And there
Tipsy.
you go. Yeah, well, hey, it's Easter. Leave me alone. There you go. Can you see me?
Yeah, we can see you.
There you go.
Well, kind of, sort of.
Oh, can I get back to my
Great.
segment, Rob?
Yep.
I mean,
go for it, Lane.
Hazman.
Rob, you called him Rob.
Yes, go.
We just don't have that mentality of playing the full 80 minutes in attack and defense. The longer the season goes on, and the more that our team gels, I reckon will be the most dominating force in the competition towards the back end of the year.
Yeah, look, I think it's just got to that point where we're trying to act like the Dragon sides of 09 and 2010, where we basically get a lead and just try to defend it. The problem is our defense isn't anywhere near on that same level.
It's not.
No.
I don't know what Youngie's doing to him, but it's not quite there. Now, Coco, I did have a question lined up for you a little bit earlier, which I might just sort of circle back to now. So, Toby Couchman, you were the only.
Yeah.
You were one of only 3 panelists that didn't give him 3 votes.
I'm coming.
You thought Tyrell Sloan was better. Tell us why.
I think I think he was better because of the way he played, and I think with the way he scored tries, he was in the game, his involvement, and I felt that he was better in that game than he has been, and I just like the guy. He's and I want him to improve. The likes of all our young ones, Toby Couchman and him. I feel like we need to back them so they don't go to another club and go to another coach who will make them fulfill the NRL dream. So I think that Sloan did very well against Manly. I think he's very well.
So you think his performance, with getting 2 tries, was better than Toby Couchman making 56 tackles and only missing 1 and running for 150 something metres?
No, I'm just saying that he played well as Toby Couchman, okay? I'm not in the I will debate, but not right now. My brain is just... But yes, I understand. I think they both played very well, They both played well. What do you think?
I've got you hooked. All the does really win.
Of course. I love it. I just think because he was on the wing, and I think he played well aside like Saab, who is a speedster in Manly. So I think he played well, better than the opposition. And then I think Couchman played very well for his role compared to the other players who are older than him, for a youngster who is coming into the NRL NRL game development. Oh my God. What about you, Hazman? What's your opinion? I would love to hear it.
And had you been here on time, you would have.
I was looking after my nieces. I was giving them a bath. So shush, you was on auntie duty.
Oh, you're a lovely girl.
Oh,
Lovely girl.
you're a girl of many talents, Coco.
Oh no, I am.
Punctuality apparently is not one of them.
If I was at work, yes. But I'm sorry. I forget when I'm on this. You're not my boss. Sorry, Hazman.
You're too easy to wind up. It's always to wind up, Coco.
I know, right?
You're gullible,
This is
Coco.
entertainment. It's
Way
only
too- way too easy.
6:51 p.m. That's all
All right,
right.
let's get a bit of
Hazman.
sanity back into the proceedings.
Yes, that's right.
Right, so Jesse, Shane Flanagan's been spotted on the touchline a couple of times already this season, but he seemed to go down to ground level again on Thursday. It was round about the time that Fine got injured. There seemed to be a bit of confusion around the activation of the 18th man, which was Sione Finau. Now, can you talk us through what happened there? What was the issue? What went on?
So, yeah, they were still waiting on the activation for the 18th man with Sione Finau because at the first they were thought the tackle was on report thing. Sipley was put on report for the high shot on Matt Fine. In fact, it was Takiaho that came over the top on him on his head, and it was Sipley that got him round the legs when he was charged for that hip drop. Now, Matt Fine actually got hit in the head from Takiaho, and since the act was on foul play, since we already lost Hamish Stewart, which I'm sure we'll discuss a bit later, he failed his HIA, and if you do lose one to foul play, with two failed, you are allowed to activate your 18th man, which was why Sione Finau was activated. But Flano was quite unhappy with the ground manager there on the night, who took so long to make a decision when we can activate an 18th man, because we were out there playing for 12 men for some minutes, and Flano was quite annoyed with that, and I don't blame him. A 13 on 12 for something that's not our fault, that's not right.
That's right. And did you notice, I think Toff Sipley was out cold when he did that leg drop because he hit the point of Finau's shoulder. Finau's shoulder hit him straight in the head, and he was out. That's why he didn't come back on, because he went to a HIA after his sin bin. So he had another 5 minutes on his HIA and couldn't come on. So he was out cold when he made that hip drop.
Was he doing it on muscle memory?
No, it was just it was a position he was in. If you have a look at it again, Finau's shoulder hits him straight in the face. And that's why he didn't come back on, and Nathan Brown came on after his sin bin.
I swear I did see him back on the field, Big T.
He didn't come back on. He had 5 minutes to wait for his HIA.
Then he had the time to go back on.
And then he can go back on, but he had to put Nathan Brown on the field to replace Toff Sipley.
So he got to serve his 10 minutes, and then
Yep.
that 10 minutes basically counted towards the extra
15 minutes HIA, that's right, yeah. He couldn't come back on for another 5 minutes because he got knocked out in that tackle.
No, they should have made him do the 10 minutes HIA after the sin bin.
No, that's like they count half time as your HIA as well, so the 10, 15 minutes there.
He had his
That's
HIA
right, yeah.
during
So,
half time, and he was past at half time, so he could come back on.
yeah. So it was just a funny situation that I noticed, that he was out cold and when he made the hip drop tackle.
But no, I can see why Flano was angry with the manager there. Like, how could you not know what the decision is? But he was waiting on what the decision was, whether it was for foul play or whether he can be activated. But I saw him on the phone. I think he was calling Peter Volandis or something to get verification of the rule. So,
Something, yeah, I know.
Yeah, he did.
He rang someone higher up.
Yeah, that's what they said on the coverage.
Yeah, but who's going to clarify it with Volandis, though?
it'd be
Someone's got
what's
to
his
clarify it
name?
with him so that he can't
It wouldn't be
throw
Volandis. It wouldn't be Volandis.
It would be Graham Annesley, wouldn't it?
Might be. Doesn't matter. The right decision. Did they score when we had 12 men?
I think it was twice they scored.
Not when we were down 12.
Not when we had 12. He's talking about when we had 12, Scoop.
Yeah.
No.
It was only for a couple of minutes anyway, wasn't it?
No, they scored when they were actually down to 12, not when we
They did. They did.
which is actually even worse. Anyway, let's kick on with it. So Dylan Egan was named to start again with Luciano later on the bench. Now, we'll probably talk more about Egan later, but I'll throw to you for this one, Coco. Is Luciano now a bench forward for the rest of the season?
Oh, that's a good question. He might. I actually like Dylan Egan. I think that he's playing very well. I think maybe if they let Luciano Leilua play like for the first 20, and then when there's like a spot when there's a chance in the first half for Egan to come on, and because when he comes on he gains momentum, and he's like that exciting player that comes off the bench. So I like how his run meters and his power play when he has the ball. So I'm hoping maybe like Leilua could turn take with him, or have Egan on for the first 20-25 minutes and then change with Leilua. But I really am enjoying watching Egan play, and because he's one of my favourites at the moment, watching him play.
I'm gonna have to back that opinion up with Chloe because for our young players that we've got in Dylan Egan, Hamish Stewart, Toby Catron, and I think that's it so far. I don't see those guys going back to reserves at all. Moving on, Dylan Egan and Hamish Stewart, I could just see playing first grade for the rest of the season and moving on. And then, by the looks of it, have Luciano Leilua or Blake Laurie playing reserves just to bulk up our reserves and help guide our younger forwards coming through. And because Luciano Leilua and Blake Laurie is pretty much coming to the end of their careers, and they are actually helping our
He's
young
just got
forwards
plenty.
coming through.
Blake Laurie's not coming to the end of his career. He's only 28.
Well,
He's got another
sounds-
6 years, mate.
I have been
He's got at
hearing
least another
rumours,
10
guys.
years as a forward. What are you talking about?
I have been hearing rumors that after Laurie's contracts ended, I've been hearing that they won't be resigning him because we do have really good young forwards coming through.
Where are you hearing that?
It's just some rumors that's been going around that I've heard.
Just on Dylan Egan, Hazman. He mentioned, I don't know if you saw the interviews with him on Channel 9 after the game. He said, I'm 2 from 2 against Gerringong, boys. I've got Tyron
Yeah.
Wishart, I beat Ruben Garrick. He said, I'm going after Jackson Ford next.
Oh, did he just?
He did. He did.
He did.
Right. Well, I think we play them in
A few weeks, 3 weeks, I think.
3 weeks, I think.
Yeah, 3 weeks.
Yeah, so a little bit of entwined loyalties for myself, but in fact, who made that comment in the chat during the week? Oh, was that that stupid bloody doll, wasn't it? Remind me who did that, because I promised myself I was going to boot them if they were on.
That wasn't me.
Yes, it was. Yes, it
I
was.
think it was Jesse. I think Jesse was playing around with that.
Yeah, it
crap,
was
wasn't
Jesse. He also did one
GPT.
of me and Coco and Big T.
Big T likes his one.
I'll have to bring him up on Tuesday. Bring him up on Tuesday.
Coco loved
Alrighty.
hers.
So,
Yeah, I liked mine. I loved mine. It was to the
Mine was
point.
good. I liked mine.
Okay, Captain Hazman. How did you feel about Dylan Egan playing and playing on Thursday night? How did you think he went?
I'll ask the bloody questions. You give the bloody answers, right?
Hey, I got
I'm a whole different deal from Donny. Look, in all seriousness, I think it's a good idea having Luch come off the bench for he's a better impact player than he is a starter. We need young bodies out there to begin the game. Dylan Egan certainly is that. So yeah, I completely back Flano in what he's doing in that scenario. Definitely.
For a lot of minutes too.
The comment from Dylan Egan there. That's a high accolade to keep.
We've had some famous redheads in the back row over the years, haven't we?
We have.
Pull on the red V,
Lance
Benny Gray,
Thompson.
Lance Thompson, James Graham. I know he's a front row, but yeah.
Well, if he's a front row, he's not exactly a back row, is he?
No, but famous redheads that have pulled on the red V, and Dylan Egan's the latest one.
Yeah.
I mean, Graham was a bit of a redhead, deadhead who wasn't particularly intelligent.
No, he kept getting knocked out all the
okay.
time.
Yeah.
He just kept getting knocked out.
All right, let's get back into it. So the Dragons led only 6-0 after 35 minutes, despite being all over Manly. Now, Big T, do you think we should have been much further ahead with how poor Manly were playing?
Oh, for sure. In the first half, Manly had a shock. I think we had 53% possession in the first half. And, we should have been ahead. We bombed so many tries. The last pass, the fifth play option. We still just haven't got that killer instinct. We should have been 24, 26, 28-0 at halftime.
Well, we should have been ahead by at least 20.
Oh, for sure.
At least 30.
But we had the amount of possession in the first half. They turned it around in the second half, and for the game, they had 53% possession. So for the whole game, but yeah, we should have been ahead by miles at halftime, but we weren't again.
Shoulda, woulda, coulda. We just don't seem to have that sort of killer instinct.
That's right, yeah.
Like we're trying to protect leads instead of
what it is, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We showed we got some attack in us, but we just couldn't nail that last blow. Like Guppo threw a few passes that were left for no one, and then not saying they didn't have a good game, but yeah, there was a few tries that we should have scored and really iced. And then Manly wouldn't come back from that, but didn't happen.
I hope that silkness is coming. I hope it ends up being we score 10 tries a game. You know what I mean? Like, because we can. I'm telling you, we can.
We've got the points in us.
We have got points in us, but we just can't finish them off. You just can't. It's very frustrating as a supporter because we know.
Yes.
I know they can do it.
Not good for the ticker, is it?
Not mine. Not mine. I've already got a zip. I don't want another one.
Hopefully we play well against Roosters this coming week.
Yeah.
Well,
we'll talk about Tuesday night scoop.
Yeah, that's another night scoop.
Yeah, let's not
let's not digress.
We'll deal with the Raiders on Tuesday. Well, you guys will. I won't be on. Jesse, I think you're in charge of that one.
Yep.
Yeah, probably.
Right. Yep.
And then I've got one more Sunday to go, and then I think Donnie's back after that. I miss him already. Now, Liam, I'm going to throw this one to you. So, Jacob Little was brought on much earlier when Hamish Stewart went off for an HIA, which he did eventually fail, and scored a crucial try that Lachlan Ilya set up. Do you feel that Flano utilised Little much better in this game, scoring what was the match-winning try?
I'm definitely going to say Flano is...
the role that Flano's using him with?
Hun?
Do you like the way that Flano's using Little, bringing him on later in the game? He's basically scored the match-winning try at least twice.
Flano is definitely getting better with losing check Little, but it would be good if Check Liddell can play a full 80 because he can do that. Damien Cook, I can't see playing the full 80 because Damien Cook, I could see playing more like the Cam McInnes role moving on because he's getting towards the back end of his career and he could be a more better suit playing up front in the lock role like a Cam McInnes type.
Yeah, I mean, I can actually see him play a bit of lock as well. I mean, Cam McInnes has gone downhill since he went to the gummies, but
well, Cookie went to the centres in the second half there.
He did.
When he went played in the centres, so
that's why Little was, wasn't it?
That's right, exactly right. Yeah, so he's done it before. he's going to do it again. So he was in the centres for us in the second half.
He said after the game, he's probably the oldest player in the game that's gone from playing in the middle of the field to go out in the back.
He did. He did. That's right. Yeah. He did.
All right, let's kick it on. Right, so minutes after that, DCE's put up a crossfield bomb which landed right in the lap of Jason Saab, leaping over Sione Finau. Now, does anyone think that we were heading towards Golden Point at that stage?
Yes, I did. I did predict that we were going to win by a 2-point goal or a field goal in Golden Point, because the way that the game was going, it was getting towards that point.
I knew Garrett was going to miss the goal. I knew that. So I knew we were going to be up 2018. And congratulations, Ruben Garrett. He had a baby over the last week. So with Tyra Wishard's sister. So congratulations, Ruben.
Yeah, still not sure why we're talking about that, but anyway.
He's a Dragons junior. Come on.
He's a Gerringong boy.
Gerringong boy. Like, we've got to be nice to these people, you know.
He's an ex-Dragon, ergo I don't really give a shit.
Congratulations, Ruben, mate. Congrats.
It's tough love from Hazman.
Yeah.
Tough love. Tough love. Be
Gerringong's
gone.
a good, nice town, isn't it, Coco? Lovely
It is
part
a
of the world.
beautiful town. It is.
Yeah, I haven't been there.
I'm sure he's a lovely kid, but he doesn't play for the Dragons anymore. So
All right. Thanks, Hazman. Thanks, mate.
Moving on.
You
right,
hot
moving
prick.
right along. Coco, I'm going to throw this one at you.
Me? Okay. Yeah.
Yep, I'm going to throw this one at you, seeing you love talking. So the halves have been a big focus in our games this year. How do you think they performed in this game? Do you think they're getting better?
You mean our halves? Well, I think they played better, but I don't know. I don't know what we need. I'm a bit complex because the haters don't like the halves. When they shit up Creek, we all want to put shit on them. One is the son. One is like who used to idolize us as a kid. You know, like I think it's round 7, isn't it? Yeah, round 7. And we still need to give them a bit of a push. I think they're going well. You know, I think we also maybe if I don't know what Flano wants to do or just change positions or whatever, but give them a go because I feel that our team is getting better. That was a close game. I nearly had a stroke from it because it was too close. But they are improving. And I don't care what the comments say. You can come at me all you want, guys, but stop hating on our team. You know, we've got to just persevere, patience, you know. You know, look at fucking the... Oh, sorry, I'm sorry, guys, sorry. Look at
Sorry, I
this
was
week's
swearing
matches.
earlier.
You know, look at this week's matches. You know, not everyone has won well. Melbourne in particular got beat by Dolphins.
Yeah.
Are you know, but look at us Dragons. We're 5th. Are we still 5th?
7th.
Oh, well, they were still in the top 8. That's bloody beautiful.
We can't drop out.
Yes, you beauty. See? Thank you. Thank you, Big
We'll
T.
stay
You're-
7th if the Eagles pull up an upset tomorrow.
Yeah, but I don't know who we replace, either Flanagan or Ilias. So I don't know who. I think Ilias is good, and I don't. I need. Okay, Big T, you're good. You're good at this question. Who do you think we should replace?
Replace who? Where? Who?
The half.
Flanagan
our
or
half.
Ilias?
Who do you, if who out of Flanagan and Ilias? Who do you think if we need to do? Who's the one person we need to chop to
I
improve our
wouldn't
game?
top either of them.
Yeah,
They're
see
going
me too.
fine.
Yeah,
Mate,
Yeah, they're just getting better and better. Ilias hasn't. He's had a couple of poor moments, but
Yeah.
since Flanagan outed him in that press conference, his confidence has rose.
That's
So-
right. See? Yeah, exactly. I agree with you.
Like
It's okay for the coach to, hey, you're not playing well. Pull your socks up. Improve. That's what everybody.
Like I said,
needs to
like
hear.
I said weeks ago, different players need different different towards them, you know. So
Yes.
Well, he put Little over for that try. Like he found the space, and then he
Yep.
found Little in support. So
he found
without
a
Ilias
Flano,
there-
wasn't it? Come from Flano to him to Little, wasn't it?
yeah, but without
So-
those two, Little doesn't score that try.
Exactly right. So they're
that
getting
was-
better.
that was-
They're getting
The
better.
game was on the line at that stage of the game.
Yeah, look,
I just got-
I think we have to remember. Lachlan Ilias has just come back from a broken leg.
Exactly
Didn't
right.
play last year.
That's right.
Disrupted preseason. You know, it was always going to take time for him to, you know, sort of hit his stride. He's slowly starting to do that now. So I think we should hold off on judgments about Ilias for at least
Yeah,
another 6
exactly
weeks until we know until he sort of gets back in his rhythm.
Yeah, next year's going to be
100%. I'm
interesting.
behind you, Hazman. That's what I was thinking. Well done.
I know.
I
I read
don't
it
know if
mine.
anyone's seen this, but good to hear. I don't know if you've come across this, but Guffo is leading the try assists in the NRL. He's got 10 try assists this season.
We've got two
Good on
two
you.
players in the top 10 try scorers. We're flying.
If only we can get the ball to him a little bit more.
We can have yes, right.
So let's finish with our man of the match, Toby Couchman. He had 57 tackles in 69 minutes, 143 metres. He was the Mad Dragons podcast man of the match by the length of the Wollongong Highway. Jesse, what did you think of his performance?
Oh, he's a machine. Like what? Not many. You couldn't say many front rows in today's game play 69 minutes. Like that's only 11 minutes off the whole game. Yeah, he's 21. Like I said, he just goes all day. He 57 tackles. That's an amazing effort. He just tackled everything. He just ran all day. He's really taken leadership of this forward pack. He's only young, but he's playing like he's mature way beyond his years. He's going phenomenal, and he's a future captain of our club. The way he's going, he's going very, very well, and it's very good to see that that we are putting a lot of time in developing him and getting him, and he's repaying the faith that Aflano's put in him, and it's great to see.
Isn't it? The only reason we've got to see Egan because Ryan Couchman was taken out of the game.
It probably has fast tracked his arrival, yeah.
It showed that he's ready. But Couchman, like 150 metres, 57 tackles. My God, what a player!
Like he's in the next couple of years. I don't think it's this year. Let him develop a little bit more first, but next couple of years he'll be if he keeps this form, he'll be getting a blue jersey very soon.
For
I
sure.
wouldn't be surprised if it's this year, Jesse.
No, it
Where
won't be
he's
this year.
going.
Not this year. Let him develop more first.
That depends on Laurie.
Yeah.
Daly, that is. Laurie Daly. Not Blake Laurie. Laurie Daly.
Like Daly.
Blake Daly.
All right, Jesse, you want to take us through the lower grades?
So yes, lower grades. We had a few lower grades over the weekend. We had some play yesterday. Now we had New South Wales Cup. If you weren't, it was on Fox and KO yesterday. They had a tough trip across the ditch over to New Zealand, going down 40 points to 12 to the competition-leading Warriors. Jersey Flegg also had a trip to New Zealand to face the Wars and went down in a high-scoring affair, 36 points to 30. The finals, it's in the semi-final stage for the junior reps, and it is season over for the Illawarra Steelers Harrod Matthews side. They went down 18-14 to South yesterday at Leichhardt. Meanwhile, the Tasha Gale Cup Illawarra Steelers team will be playing for a spot in their second consecutive grand final next Saturday. If they were to prevail, they will be taking on the Sydney Indigenous Academy or the Roosters at Dudley Chesham Sports Ground at the Oaks.
Where is that?
I'm pretty sure that's in the Campbelltown area.
At the back, right at the back, right at the back of Campbelltown. It is. You're right at the back, up in the Southern Highlands.
Yeah, lovely area. Right, let's get into some news and rumours. So, Coach Shane Flanagan announced to the media during the week that Laikan King Toga has re-signed for a further 2 seasons. And Soraya Pali and Page 28 have signed NRLW development deals. Can you tell us about those, Jesse?
Yeah, so Sarai Pele is playing in the Tashiel Cup at the moment with the Steelers, and she's a big body, something we have lacked over the last couple of years. So she will come into the development side this year, and she's got a top 24 squad for the next couple of years as well. And Paige Tawanei, the youngest of the Tawanei sisters, Alexis, who's moved on now, and Trinity, who we'll see at some stage this year. It'll be actually the first time we see three sisters potentially play in the NRLW, and what a moment would that would be if all three were to play for the Dragons. Obviously we can't see Lex do that anymore. She's gone to the Dogs, but to see three sisters play for one club, that'd be a great sight to see, and going well in the lower grades as well in the junior reps. So hopefully to see her develop over the next couple of years. And next couple of years, we should see push for an NRLW debut and a contract. Like in Kiktoya, I do like that news. I didn't want to see him go off to a team like Parramatta or Newcastle. He's got an exciting future. Flano has huge reps on him, and he sees the future for him at the club. And it's good that he wants to stay around with the club. He's already let his teammates know. Expect an announcement from the club in the next few days. But yeah, great to see, and give us some depth in the halves going forward. I expect him to come into our top 30.
Jess, what did you think about Jonah Glover in the Jonah Glover? Jonah Glover in the
Did you hear him say St. George Illawarra, they said? Did you hear him say that?
Right.
Yeah.
He was terrible at that commentator.
Corey,
Can I ask a question,
Like the
Jesse?
NRL game. We need to send Big T over there and teach them linguistics, how to pronounce things.
We have to.
Can I ask
for
a
sure.
question, Jesse?
Start a GoFundMe page. I'll be fine.
Yeah, any news about Cade Reid? Because apparently he was looking at leaving the club. Because so far I haven't heard if he's going to resign with us or leave.
I haven't heard anything about that yet, so yeah, no news on that one.
No news is good news sometimes, but maybe not in this instance. So, Coco, the media have also brought to Flano's attention last year's Anzac Day clutch, which he was not impressed by. What are your thoughts on that? Should they be bringing up a previous game? What's that got to do with anything?
I think they should just they should have asked it maybe at the next media conference, not when we've just won. Like, let us have a win, let us soak up the win and enjoy what we did well, and maybe on the Tuesday when there's Teamless Tuesday, go, oh, how do you feel about last year's game? We don't need to rehash something when that is not irrelevant to that game. So I think it's a bit poor. But the media likes to stir up crap all the time. It's just them stirring it up so then they get a bit of clickbait for the fans, you know?
Well, they're doing well with that because, I mean, we're talking about it, aren't we?
Yes, I know. Then that's what they want. They want us to talk about it.
We know how bad it was. We don't need to be reminded.
I know, right?
No.
I left early.
What
I don't leave games early.
What about Kevin Waters' commentary against the Dragons? He was terrible.
Someone said,
This is the biased prick he is.
Did you see the I saw on socials today? I hope he gets a coaching gig. Get him off the commentary.
That's right, exactly right.
Get him a
he was
coaching job
terrible.
again.
He must be cheap because he's on every game.
Oh, he makes Steve Roach look positively brilliant. He's just sure he's got the playing credentials, but fuck me, he's one of the worst commentators I've ever heard.
Do you know he actually knifed his mate for that job? He did. Corey Parker. Corey Parker got sacked for Kevin Waters.
Yes.
I'd prefer Corey Parker. Honestly.
Yeah.
So do I.
I heard that interview too that Mohammed Dibbs pointed out. I heard Flano speak about that.
Yeah.
Right, let's get into some forced and unforced changes now. So, Matt
Hi.
Fine, he's going to be out for 2 to 3 months with a broken ankle. Hamish Stewart failed his HIA, so he's down for 11 days under the concussion protocols. Now, one of our new recruits, Emre Gula, will be available for selection after serving a 3-week suspension. Big T, does he walk straight back into the team for his first game in a month?
I'm not sure. I think he probably will because he's one of our higher profile full forwards. But why would you change a winning combination? Like we've won 2 on the trot, so why would you change that?
I've got something to say about
You always
this.
got something to say.
You always do, mate.
You got to raise your hand, Scoop.
Go on. Go on.
Running like I'm not liking Loco Pacifica Tonga. I think it would be time to bloody him in. I don't see Emre Gula coming in.
Yeah, look, I don't think as much as we all want to see him, I don't think Loco's
No, not yet.
Some of
Not
his
on a big game
defensive
like
reads are
Anzac
just absolutely bloody woeful. I still think he's a little bit on the lazy side.
I think he had 5 runs in the reserve grade last week.
Yeah, his efforts haven't been particularly high. So
in defence, he's been pretty good. He
more time.
made 27
Already only
tackles.
made 28 meters yesterday. I don't know if that's true or not.
5 runs.
Or the other
yeah,
thing
it
I'm
wasn't-
thinking of is now
it's not what it's not what you expect from a first grade forward. So no, as much as we all want to see him, I don't think he's quite there yet.
So he comes in for Finite.
Ooh.
It's only Finau, I'd say.
Yeah, Sione
I
Finau
think Finau probably comes in by default.
or Cody Ramsey.
What about
Cody Ramsey
I
can't
don't
play.
think Cody Ramsey can. Cody
Can't
Ramsey
play.
can't play.
He's a long way off NRL anyway. I don't think he's ready.
who
for
comes
NRL
in for
anyway.
Stewart?
Finau that too?
But he's not in our top 30. He can't play anyway.
Or he's not
Who
on
do we
the
have on the
belt.
supplementary list?
No, the contract that he's on, he cannot play first grade this year, which
No, he can't.
he basically wasn't going to anyway.
No, that's
I was
right.
going
Yeah.
to say we can use any player from our supplementary list.
Well, he's not on it.
I'm just going to have a look to
He's
see
not on
who
the
was
same
Nathan
Nathan
Lawson is.
Yeah. So who's going to replace
Nathan
Stewart?
I think Flannel will go with Emre Gula.
Oh, God,
think
no.
that'd be-
My
Maybe
agree. I think
Latu.
you'll take the soft option and go.
We've got
Maybe Helen
Ben-
Gahu.
We've got
Helen
got
Gahu
Ben.
is not eligible till round 11.
Finau
Okay.
Latu, yes, he can. He is in our top 30.
He is.
Yeah, we know that.
But it'll be Emre Gula. It'll be Gula onto the bench.
Or Jacob Helen Gahu.
We just said that.
Here's a question. I'll get all of you to respond to this one. Do you think that Anzac Day is a good game for someone to have their first NRL game, or do you think they could be a little bit overawed by the occasion that might sort of take away from their performance?
That'd be huge.
Like,
That'd be huge to debut
It's
on
an
Anzac
emotional
Day.
game. It's an emotional game.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's like our
Everyone
grand final.
watches it. Everyone watches it.
Yeah.
It's a huge
but
stage.
Yeah. And it's the only time the Roosters
Let's-
field is full. You know, it's the one where you can hear a penny drop, and the atmosphere. It is
Second
so
to
good.
none.
Second to none. But
Let's
still,
pack the place.
yes. Even though its
I
prices
can't,
are really
sorry.
high, even though the prices are high, Dragons fans, let's do it. Come on, we can do this. We're in the top 8. It's Anzac Day. It's like
If
our
you want to go with
grand
Coco, she'll buy your ticket.
You know what they should do? Take a leaf of what the Bulldogs did. Do $10
Yeah.
tickets. If they want to,
Yeah.
if they want to get people there.
Yes.
That was
Oh,
great.
congratulations to the Bulldogs as well. Congratulations to the Bulldogs. 65,000 people.
Record
And,
crowd for
Friday
Record,
game.
record.
Yeah,
The
that's
other
a
player
great
I'm
record.
thinking of. The other player
are
I'm
you
thinking
thinking
of,
of,
guys,
Liam?
that can bring in is Michael Molo. He can play lock and in the prop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That could be an option. We'll find out Tuesday, I'd say.
Well, we will find we'll find out on Tuesday.
Yes, we will.
All right, now there was something about. Okay, so Jesse, did you? So you watched the New South Wales Cup. How did Cody Ramsey go?
Yeah, he had his moments. He got a double.
Yeah.
I didn't see all the game, but he went okay. But he was very contained by the Warriors. The Warriors were just everything they did. They were just on song. That
Yeah.
Jonah Glover didn't have his kicking boots on.
Glover.
Jonah Glover.
I cannot believe.
I saw
Jonah
your comment in
Glover
the
is
chat,
The best goal
Hazman.
kicker in that side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How bad are they
Definitely.
going if he's the best we've got?
Well, they're in the top four to start off with in the
Oh, yeah.
third grade team.
Oh, if they keep playing like that, they won't be.
Hmm.
That's been their worst game, though.
Warriors are
They did
leading the
lose-
comp.
They did lose to the North Sydney Bears, and they're a pretty good side, but it wasn't a big game, it was a close game. But they won all the other games. They're in the top four. That's right, exactly right. Well done to them.
Anyway, consistency is the key that we'll have to do to as we get which we'll have to address as the season goes on. Getting better, but I think we've got a lot more improvement in our team than what we saw.
Oh, exactly, yes.
Still not that 80-minute team.
Yeah. Now,
Person.
question from Matty K. Now, Donny's obviously not with us this evening, but I did speak to him during the week, and he's in negotiations with Channel 9. Fox are actually sniffing around him to take over from Kevin
Don't
Walters.
say
So
anyway.
we'll
Go to
have to-
Netflix. Go to Netflix.
Have you been watching
What?
too much wrestling today?
No, Coco. I did watch the wrestling today. What a good first day of WrestleMania.
Same.
Jey Uso beat Gunther.
Yeah.
Congratulations. Yeet.
Seth freaking Rollins. Good job.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Can I just bring up a disturbing stat that we picked up on the weekend?
Yeah, go for it, mate.
Set yardage. Average set yardage. Around 38 meters is the average that each club make every set. Right? We made 40 this week, but the disturbing stat, Manly made 47.5 meters per set. And that's a disturbing fact. When the average is around 36 meters and we're giving away 47, we're not going to beat the big teams doing that.
No.
We need to throw around the ball more. We always go too much one out and then get to a kick.
Yeah, we made 39.9 meters a set. They made 47 meters per set, 47.5. And that's a disturbing stat we've got to fix up.
Well, as Flano said, Manly are a side that throw the ball around. They throw different shapes at you, and a lot of the top sides will do that.
If you notice, Manly score most of their tries from inside their own half.
Yeah, they got a huge pack of forwards.
Yeah.
Well, if he knows other sides are doing it, why the hell aren't we doing it?
Yeah, but 36 meters is the average, and we gave away 47 meters per set.
Is that including set restarts? Because we gave away a few of those.
Oh, I'm not sure how that works, but yeah, it's a lot of meters to give away every set. It just means they're attacking us from inside our 40 or closer.
You know why that is, Big T? You know, I don't know if you've noticed it, but we're a bit standoffish in defence. We let them run before we go to them.
If you noticed in the first half, we were up in their face in defence, but in the second half, we did stand back and let them run to us.
Yep, we got to get out of that habit.
Yeah. Give me a week with them.
It has improved though. At the moment, I think we're running fourth in defence in the comp.
We are. That's right. Exactly right. We are. We're up there anyway, so that's pretty good. We worked on the fence.
And the defense wins games.
Defence wins
Yeah, that's
premiership.
That's why the Bulldogs are 7-0.
They love their defense.
Yeah,
Yeah, we should have beaten those bastards too.
we should have.
Anyway, so we might wrap it up there. So, look, it wasn't pretty, but we got what we went to Brookie for, and that was
2 points.
Very, very valuable 2 points. Something we haven't done on Northern Beaches since 2017. We know we can get better as a team, and that is the challenge as the season goes on. Can we play finals footy? Only the players can answer that. Time will tell. Well, thanks everyone for tuning in tonight. We'll be back on Tuesday night with Jesse in the host chair as we preview the biggest day in the rugby league calendar, the annual Anzac Day clash at Allianz Stadium against the no salary cap sombrero Sydney Roosters. Go on, Dragons fans. Fire!
Coco is at Penal's heart, she wears it on her sleeve. Hazman tells tales of Dragons wins and tuna victory. Tony and the MP crew will do their very best. Getting off topic and I digress with a red V on our chest. The Mad Dragon podcast is a sheep of camaraderie, navigating rants down rabbit holes in the land of big wet feet. And so our paddlers speak the tales and our friendship is our dream. The Mad Dragon podcast, under